start to the day as we look down on BC Place and Rogers Arena, two locations where team sports by mainly adults are played. You know, social interaction in our society, especially for young people, seems to be becoming more and more important. We're joined by Eva Oberle from UBC, an assistant professor with the School of Population and Public Health. Eva, the study that you conducted looks at students the ages of grade 4 to 7.
That's right, yes.
And examines how they participate or don't participate in team sports. Tell us about this study, how it came about.
Yeah, so the study includes about more than 10,000 children in British Columbia, and what we did is we asked them lots of different questions about the extracurricular activities they participate in, and also questions about their relationships with others, including peers, and also we asked them about their mental health. And mental health are positive and negative indicators, so that would be life satisfaction, optimism, but also anxiety and depressive symptoms. And then we checked, well, what is it actually that kids are doing after school? And we found that there are different groups. There were the kids who are doing nothing, like no extracurricular activities. There were the kids who were doing everything. Then there were the kids that were focusing on sports, individual and team sports, and the kids who were focusing just on individual activities, like playing an instrument, educational programs, and individual sports.
And which groups seem to have the most positive mental health outlook?
So we found that kids who did nothing in grade 4, but by grade 7 they had to move to activities, those who had moved to activities that included team sports, those had better mental health outcomes, so more positive and less negative indicators of mental health. And we found actually that that link was fully explained by them reporting a higher sense of peer belonging, so better relationship with peers.
So was there a difference between that group and the group that had always played team sports or done group activities? You say they transitioned from not doing much to doing more?
Right. So they transitioned from doing nothing to doing activities. And when you compare that group to children who continued to just not be involved by grade 7, the ones that had shifted to activities including team sports were doing significantly better on mental health outcomes.
And we're talking specifically about sports, but how does this translate to other group activities? For example, everyone might not be into sports, have an interest in it, or families whatsoever, but what about other things like band or group activities?
Yeah, and I mean that's really an important point, because the activity sport, or team sports in particular, that's naturally, in a team setting, kids have to communicate, they celebrate together if they win, they support each other if they lose, they have a common goal, there's lots of communication involved there. Other activities, for example, in music, a lot of kids in grade 4, they probably learn to play an instrument, which is more of an individual activity, but this can actually be done in a group setting. So if you think about kids who play in a band, for example, where you also everyone has to work together, you have a peer group in there you're engaging with. And I think I would shift away from saying this is just about team sports, but say this is about team-based activities that foster a sense of peer belonging and give children the opportunity to connect with others and have a community and a social network that is maybe also outside of the school setting, in addition to something that the social network that they have in their schools.
Over the course of your career, finally, have you seen a change in social interaction with more handheld devices and gaming? And personally, I feel like people are getting less and less social interaction, and without team sports or combined activities, we're becoming more insular.
Well, social interactions have changed because of social media and different ways of interacting with others socially without actually having to do this in person, face to face. And this is actually a really important question that we want to look at next. The kids who are not doing anything, who are not doing extracurricular activities, maybe they're spending more time in front of screens. So this is something that we want to do in the next step.
Amazing information. Good luck back to school next week.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming in. Coming up, Thor.